Hello, and in this short little video, we're going to be going over the National Insurance Network's quoting tool. This video is really just to provide you a demo or an introduction to the tools and kind of explain how to run quotes and the information that you're looking at. The screen that you're looking at in front of you is just the initial quote page, or kind of the initial home page or dashboard page as we call it. This is what it'll look like when you get into the tool. And to begin running quotes, you can do a number of different things. You can either click on the left-hand toolbar here to go to one of the quoting tools, or you can just click Run Quote below below the MedSup, Final Expense, or Hospital Indemnity tools. So we can get started with MedSup. All the quoting tools are going to have this demographics page, and what we're going to do here is you're going to use this to type in the demographics of the insured you're trying to quote. So we'll go ahead and type in a zip code here, and this will run any zip code in the country, everything from Florida to Maine to Washington to California. It'll have all that information and all those zip codes in the database. It'll then give you the corresponding county and city and state that you're running for. You can then select the age, the gender, and tobacco status of the insured you're trying to run the quote for, as well as the plan. We're going to default to Plan F, but as you click down on that drop down, you can select any different type of plan A through N. And lastly, you can choose the effective date. So say you wanted to see a future rate, meaning that you wanted to be able to run on August 1st or a future rate from the time period that you're watching this video, and you can do so to see future rates. So we'll go ahead and press Get Quote here. It's going to price it out for this 65-year-old female, cheapest to most expensive, and here's the results screen. On the results, we're going to give you a few different features. Obviously, the price per month and the company name, but we're also going to provide some company-level information. Household discounts and policy fees if they apply, AM Best and S&P ratings, rate type, if it's an attained age or issue age community-rated plan, there's a rating class, parent company, effective date, all of that's going to be available on this quote box here. In addition to that, we have our quick quote section up here, so if you wanted to switch from, say, F to G or 65 to 70, you don't have to keep clicking back and forth. You can just click this drop-down, and you can adjust right here on the screen rather than starting fresh and brand new. In the event that you do wanted to start a brand new quote, you can just click this New button here on the top right-hand corner. Going down the left-hand toolbar side, we have a few different compare options. The first is going to be compare quotes at the top. Say you wanted to take 2 or 3 or 5 of these plans and wanted to take them away from the list and just have those plans side by side. All you need to do is click the company name, and they turn green. You can then click this Compare Quotes button, and it'll put just those handful of plans side by side that you can print off or export. We also have an export feature here, so if you wanted to print these quotes off, you could. You wanted to export this to PDF, you can, or you wanted to export this into Excel. Say you just like dealing with the raw data, you can dump this information into Excel. We also have a few different Just Your View settings. First is going to be expanded or contracted view. Say you wanted to see a simpler view of the data, you can by clicking that expanded or contracted view. The next is going to be apply discounts. Say you wanted to apply this 10 or 5 or 12 or 7% discount to the rate, you can do so. The system will do the math for you and reorder the companies accordingly. Third one down is annual rate versus monthly, pretty self-explanatory. And the fourth one down is market analytics. And this will go over 3 different things. Age increases for attained age policies. Increased history, so every time the company has changed rates or filed new rates in that state per plan since 2010, that increased history will be here on this screen. And then market data. This is just NAIC data, self-reported by the company for every year. And so every year this gets updated, and the companies self-report this financial information to the commission, which we then display on the quoting tool. And then lastly, select plans. This is if you're dealing with a select area or companies that do offer select options. You can click that select plan on, and it'll be a black label that says select right below the rate. And then lastly, we have the health questions. And so if you are dealing with somebody outside their open enrollment period, and you do want to be able to provide some underwriting conditions, or be able to see not just the best policy based upon price, but what would that insured be available for. You can either search or scroll down for the different conditions. And so, for example, let's say heart attack, and we've taken these directly off the apps themselves. The look-back period for America was 2 years, meaning if they've had a heart attack within the last 2 years, that they have to answer yes on the app and are likely not going to be issued that policy. So this really helps you narrow down your results for somebody that does have a medical condition in their history and does have to go through underwriting. And so that's a really good brief introduction to the MedSup tool. As you play around with the tool, you begin to learn the ins and outs of it and become a pro at it. To switch, to go back to the dashboard page or to switch to a different plan, all you need to do is hover over the title bar here, and you can switch. So let's say want to go to dashboard or final expense, we can. So we'll switch over to final expense. Just like before, zip code, age, gender, and tobacco status. One thing that is going to be unique with final expense is you can select the face value or the monthly rate. So say you wanted to do $10,000 or you wanted to do $50,000, you can type it in or choose the scroll bar to select that, you can. Or let's say you're sure can afford $30 a month. All you need to do is type in $30. It'll pull back the corresponding companies and face amounts for that $30 a month. So just different ways to run it. We have different benefit types or product types. We're going to default to level benefit, but if you click the drop down, you'll be able to see graded or return of premium or single pay, any type of final expense plans that are available we'll have on there. And lastly, you have underwriting types. So if you only wanted to see, rather than product type, if you just wanted to see guaranteed issue plans, you can choose to run it that way. That's just the option that we allow you to do so on this initial screen. And lastly, I didn't mention this in the first quote when we demoed MedSup, but let's say you wanted to personalize this quote with a quote label, say it's for Mr. John Smith, or you wanted to type in a header because you were going to print this out or export it to PDF. You can do so using this client label. So go ahead and run the quote. It's going to look very similar to MedSup. Cheapest to most expensive, the price per month and the company name, as well as the fee and the company level information is all still going to be there. Your quick quote section is still here, so if say you want to switch from level to ROP, you can. Your compare features are still here if you wanted to compare a handful of these side by side. Your export features, your expanding contracted view is all still here, as well as your health questions. One thing that is going to be unique for final expense, along with the monthly rate quoting option, is you can see the quarterly or semi-annual rates, not just the monthly and annual. So that is going to be unique for final expense, as we know those options are popular to agents, and so we included those here in the quoting tool. But that's final expense. And the last thing we'll touch base on here is hospital indemnity. Again, same thing as before. Zip code, age, gender, and tobacco status. Your client and our quote label is still there, and you kind of get a groove here in the sense that if you run one quote, you can run them all. If you can understand one product, you can really understand them all. Same screen as before. Price and company level, your quick quote, your compare, export features, that's all still available. One thing to mention is this is going to be the base plan benefits. So the lowest benefit possible, no riders attached. These are base plan benefits. We're going to include household discounts and policy fees if they apply, and what the base level information is going to be. If you wanted to see more information or add riders or increase the benefit amounts, all you need to do is click this plan details button. It's now going to bring you to a screen where you can begin to increase the benefit amount. So say you wanted to move from $250 to $700, you can. You wanted to add in a skilled nursing benefit, you can. You wanted to add in an ambulance benefit or a hospital confinement benefit or a lump sum or outpatient surgical benefit or whatever riders or increased benefit amounts that are available for these HI plans, you can do so. The system will do the math for you so you can build the plan on the platform. This then allows you to print this off or export it to PDF by using one of the PDF or export features up here above. And so that's really just a little quick 10-minute tutorial on how to run a quote, kind of an idea of what the information that you're looking at. I hope you enjoy using the tool. I hope you find it useful. And if you have any questions or problems that you run into while you're running the quote, you can click this contact support button here. You can send in an email and someone will get to you right away within 24 hours with any questions or concerns or problems that you may be having. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and have a great day.